Hi there, it's Rick Baxter with Cost Control Software. It's been some time since I've done a video on Resource Planner and how it relates to jobs, so I thought I would just kind of review with you. If you haven't seen this, this may be the first time you've seen this. I want to kind of review the relationship between the scheduling side of your environment and the estimating and accounting. And I'm going to go into the live software here in just a second. I'm going to add a new job. I'm going to bring in a task and the planning lines. These will all come in automatically. That will then enable me to generate the corresponding stickers for this job. And I'm just going to focus on one job. And it'll show you the stickers on the planning board, and then it will auto publish and fill in the activity table. What I want you to understand is these arrows here, the display scheduled data. We've got it set so there's a bunch of flow fields on the job task, the job planning lines that displays the data that is published from PlannerOne. When you publish from your resource planner, it goes into this activity table, and then we can either report on it or view the data that's in here at the planning line level, the task level, and of course the job level, and also on the resources. But I'm going to focus more on the jobs and the job tasks. And in this video, I want to show you the ability to edit and make changes, because we found previously that there was a little bit of a problem as far as the edits and changes, but that's been corrected now, and I want to show this to you. So let's go. I'll move this out of the way. I'll open up our, oh, I thought I had this running. There we go. Okay, so here is our job system. Let's start there. I'm going to open up our list of jobs. And I've been adding a bunch of jobs here under 50,011. I'm going to add a new one just so you can see the process. So I'm going to add a brand new job. I'm going to press enter. It asks me to select which master job, because I do like to group my jobs into projects. I'm going to use this one, 50,000. Say OK. And I'm going to do pull in the resource template, because I like to have templates for all the things that we do. And I've got one for repair. And this is just going to be one repair. I established the ship date. Let's say it's the end of the month. My sample here is actually it's out in 2/19, but I'm going to use this date, February 28th. Okay, so I'm going to just hit OK, and it's now going to generate the jobs. I do get maybe a couple date warnings here. I'm going to go ahead anyway and generate automatically these tasks and planning lines. Okay, so what it has done, let me show you what it's done. So if I go into my scheduling option, you'll see it. I've got a very simple list here of 6 tasks: tear down, clean, inspect, repair, assembly, and test run. So these are things that you're doing. I have some estimates of time. Now I put this in ahead of time in my template. Okay, so do understand these things were in there ahead of time. Remember, the date was set at 2/28. That's the finish date. We do a backward calculation here to come up with the start dates and the estimated finish dates on each of these tasks based on the duration of time for each step. Okay, for each step or each task of your job, however you define this, this will tell you when you need to begin to be able to get done by these dates. All right, and don't forget the planning lines are shown down here as well. So if there's 30 hours for inspection, that shows up down here. Now, I talked about the relationship with PlannerOne. So this is a special scheduling screen where it allows me to see the scheduled hours, the scheduled start, the scheduled finish, and the previous task number if I want to have that in-start relationship between all these tasks. In other words, they're sequential in nature. Now this is all blank right now because this job has not been scheduled on the planning board. In fact, that's one of the first things I want to do is I'm going to change the status of this job from planning over to order job. So it's going to be now an order job. And when I make that change there, I've got my software set to automatically change the option here to plan in Resource Planner is now checked. If I don't want to schedule this job, I can just uncheck that and it's not going to put this job into the schedule. Okay, now I've got a few more things to show you, so let's go. Let's first just take the job as is, and let's go take a look and generate the schedule. And then I want to come back and actually make some changes to this job. So we're going to come in to, I want to close out of here, and we're going to open up the planning board and look at this particular job. Close that. Did I close that? There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go over to PlannerOne Resource Planner. I'm going to open up my planning board, and I need to first create my activities on the planning board for this new job. And it should show me that this job number 12, here it is, not planned. This is the new one I just put in. So I'm going to go ahead and create the activities. You'll see it generating the activities. In fact, it is when it completes, it's moved up. It created 6. So here it is, completed, recently planned. It's created 6 activities. And I'm just going to jump in there and take a look at this specific job. So I'm going to open up a tab just designed for this particular job. So here are the 6 tasks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's the 6th one, a small one. I just a little bit of time on that one. So there's the task. Now, first thing I notice is that there's no links here between these tasks, which means I could come in here when run the actions and do a pick one of these and then do a move, and then I could move it anywhere I wanted to, but I don't want to do that just yet. I want you to see the links first of all. So I'm going to show you several things in this video, which means it's going to be a little bit longer than I anticipated, but that's okay. I want you to catch on to what this is doing. So let's go back to our job. I'll go this way. I'll show you a different way to go too on the next time I come in here. So I'm going to go back to our list of jobs. We're going to go back to that number 12. I don't want the master. Here's the job we just added. I'm going to go to my scheduling screen. And what I'm going to do first is actually generate the previous job task numbers. And I can do that by just this choice right here, fills these in for me automatically. The previous task to this one is 100, and then 200, 300, you can see them down here. The ES stands for in start. So it's an in-start relationship, typical, you know, when this one ends, the next one can start. And then the -A means it's a strict link, so that if one of these tasks should get delayed, the successor task will be pushed out in the future as well. Now, while I'm here, I'm going to point out something else. Now these values have come in. The scheduled finish date, 2/28, same as when we had it set over here. But these are a little different dates and scheduled hours. These are hours and dates that are coming from, let me drill down here so you can see this. Did I click that? Here we go. Okay, these are coming from the PlannerOne activity table. So here's where the dates are coming in, and notice it spreads it out according to the number of hours available on that resource. So based on the capacity of that resource per day, it is breaking out the hours for me in detail here. Very nice process there. Okay, so here's what I want you to see. So you come in and say, okay, well, the 60 hours is going to, it's not 60 hours. I'm going to change that, and it's really going to be 80 hours. So I want to be able to freely change the 60 to an 80. So I say yes and recalculate the remaining steps. So basically, when it's doing the remaining steps, it's saying this 80 hours now, it's pushing this due date out in the future because this one task from this point forward is extending the duration of that job. You see what's happened? So now the due date, the finish date is out here. And you'll see also down here it's 80 hours, and then of course the costing side, which I'm not going to cover in this video, the costing side has been adjusted for the statistics with the additional 80 hours of time. All right, now you will notice that there is no scheduled time here. So when you make a change to this time, what we're doing, and you can see it down here as well, what we're doing is we're saying, okay, you've made a change, that's fine for the statistics, but now we need to basically create a corresponding activity for this new one. Okay, and it could be one or it could be 100 that you're doing at any given time, however you want to do this. So let's do that. I want you to see this relationship, and I'm going to go back to the planning board. And I know I'm jumping back and forth here, but I'm hoping you're catching on to this linkage. It's just so important to understand this linkage here. Okay, and so there's still no activity, right? But we do have the links, so here's these nice links. Okay, so that's new. But now let's create the activity so that it fills somewhere right in here for this new time. So I simply come to the job planner, which you'll do probably 2 or 3 times a day. Quite frankly, you'll come in and you'll want to run the create activity. I normally run this one so it just generates all the jobs at once. And so you'll see on our number 12 here, it's created that new activity. Let's open up the window and take a look at it. I guess I could have just tapped on that. But here it is, and it's put in this new sticker on Labor 30 for that, what was it time-wise? Let me open this up. Let's go to the details. If I open up this task and I look at the activity for it over here in statistics, oh yeah, it went to 80 hours. So the planning is 80 hours, 80 hours, 80 hours everywhere. And it puts in the link for me automatically. Now, what if we make a change? What if we say, okay, not Labor 30 is going to do this. I'm going to assign this work to Mary Dempsey. Well, then I would want to do a move. So I say move, and we're going to take this task, and we're going to move it down to Mary. Or what if I say it's not going to start until this week? So right in here. Now, did you notice all the successor tasks move forward? That's because it's a strict link. So it automatically adjusts the successor activities and pushes out, and we'll have basically a new finish date for this job because of this one change here affecting the successor activities. Should all make sense to you. Okay, as well as now when I publish, okay, and I've got my publish set to automatic, so you may have a button up here to publish, or you may set yours to automatic, and then it does it about every 5 seconds. So it is automatically publishing this information back, and I want you to see that process as well. So let's go back and take a look there. So I'm going to go back to the job. Oh, I guess I could have come here. So maybe I still have time. No, it went that way. Okay. So let's open up our job list, and I'll go down to our job 12, which is the one we're kind of studying right now. And I've opened up my scheduling option, and you will see if everything goes right. Here's my 80 hours that's scheduled. Here's the dates. Here's those didn't change. We don't change those, the links. And also for Labor 30, now it didn't do one thing I was expecting. Let me pause just a minute. Oh, there we go. So I was on the wrong task. Simple, stupid. Okay, so here we go. So I did a move on the clean activity, moved it from it was previously assigned to labor, and then the scheduler made a change, and so the scheduled resource is now assigned to Mary. Same amount of time, it's just assigned to a different resource at this stage. Okay, and so that has come in properly. The hours are all in there up here in this window are all correct, and these are all drillable. Okay, so I can drill down and see the hours. It shows me the spread. Looks like 80 hours is perfect 10 days, 8 hours a day. And then the other thing, I wanted to show one other thing. That you can drill from here. You can also drill down from the scheduled hours into that same table, so you can see it either place. Now think in terms of the diagram that I showed you at the beginning. Bring that back up screen. Here we go. So I created this job. I brought in the tasks from the template. It also brought in the planning lines, so those were all set. I generated the job on the planning board. I made some changes to it. I deleted some hours. I went in there and I said, okay, I'm creating a new one. So it deletes the line, which will force you to regenerate. Okay, that's the one thing you got to remember. So if you delete or change the, and you can delete, by the way, if you say on a planning line, I want to delete that planning line, you can do that, and that will delete the corresponding sticker as well. But if I make a change to that line, it's going to be reflected then on the new schedule when you create it, which you should be running 2 or 3 times a day anyway. And then the publish, whether it's automatic or whether it's manual, is going to publish the new results here into that activity table, and then it's all displayed at these different levels. Okay, I didn't show you the job level, but it shows there as well, and it shows over on the resource groups, and the resources shows everywhere throughout the system. So really nice linkage there. So I wanted to try and do a little reminder video of that relationship again from the resource planner. Now what I was showing was resource planner as focusing on one job, and you could see this for all jobs as well. So I hope you like this. Give me your feedback. Give me a call if you like what you see, and we'll be glad to set you up with the same software. Thanks so much.